Good evening and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on today. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay, so like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things. Okay. I hope that you guys are getting ready for your 2024. Normally, I bring my New Year's in at church. This will be the first year that I did not bring it in at church. And that's because if my head is stopped up, of course. My little grandbaby has COVID and the flu, and child, she running around. You wouldn't think it though, okay? My daughter and her boyfriend does, and of course, y'all know I keep my grandbaby. I don't. My mom and I both took COVID tests, and we're negative, but we're suffering the most. I had a fever of 102, and I was feeling so terrible for 2 nights in a row. Today is I'm feeling better, right? So them hot toddies, that Theraflu, all of that. I've been drinking brandy, child. I had that brandy and that Jack Daniels on my bar, right, forever since I had COVID the first time. And it was just sitting there, and I didn't think that I was going to use it. Okay. I thought some people, other people would drink it up, but it's coming in handy. Okay. Because it does bring that mucus and stuff up. So I am feeling a lot better. Okay. But this is the first year that um I am not bringing in New Year's at church. Okay, because I think I got a touch of the flu, but I'm doing a lot better. Okay, but anyways, I hope you guys make your New Year's resolutions and do your thing, and stick to them. Make good New Year's resolutions and stick to it. Discipline yourself and stick to it. Okay. But I want to talk about Young Dolph's artists on their Get Back in 2024. Now, I know a lot of people say that I am Young Dolph's artist cheerleader. Of course, I always have my pom poms out. I've been very proud of how those what those young men have done in 2023. I think they have represented Young Dolph to the fullest since he passed away. And I was thinking, reflecting back on when Young Dolph was taken out in 2021. And right after that, like the next day, they still continued on with doing the turkeys. And I was looking at Snoop bands and all of them, and I could tell, like with his artists, they was trying to figure out what the hell was going on, like all of the long faces, the sadness, and all of that. And I can remember during that time it was the county's election, and that was around the time of the county's elections. Linda Harris, okay, was running for office. She was running for um, district attorney, and she was going to win. Um, but Steve Mulroy was going to support her, but something happened, and he ended up getting in the race when he initially told her he wasn't going to get in the race. But anyways, Linda Harris, of course, she is U.S. attorney. Yeah, U.S. attorney, and I remember calling Linda because we worked closely with her in her campaign. And when she answered the phone, she was bawling. I mean, she was bawling. And she said, I know you're calling me. Linda's a female black. You calling me to tell me about what happened to young dog? My kids are my kids called and told me my kids are devastated because, they were really big fans of Young Dolph. And I have to admit, I had not listened to a lot of his music. And But she was crying, I mean, bawling in the phone. So when all of these narratives came up, of course, they came up from people who don't live in Memphis. They never put their foot in Memphis, okay? That what the Memphians was and wasn't doing. Um, you know, it was hey, I don't know what to say about that. But just reflecting back on that, and then the negative energy that was continuously being put into the atmosphere. And I know a lot of people have tried to say that I was hard on Yo Gotti. You darn right I was hard on Yo Gotti. You know why? Because Yo Gotti knew better. He knew better than to do what he did, and then to allow not only that, but to pour salt on wounds. Because at this point, they took young Dolph out. Not only did they do that, they then started wanting for people to know, his family and his children to know, this is what we did to your dad in 999. And now that the feds are on their jock, they want for people to say, well, they just want somebody to take down a black man. No, I wouldn't have wanted nobody to take them down. But they took down young Dolph. And so you have to reap what you sow. And I know any righteous person would agree with me. Any righteous person. I can't see somebody wanting to give anybody a pass for taking out another human being, right? Just because they are fans of their music or their work. That makes them even more of a demon. It ain't no excuse. I don't care what Young Dolph said, and it's amazing to me how I see some of these damn old ass fools get on here, a bunch of old crackheads. Okay, they act like a bunch of damn crackheads, and then the first thing they'll say is, "Well, the police do this to a black man, but you look at what y'all do to black men. Y'all want us to hold up signs and picket for y'all, but then these are the exact same black men that want to excuse and give excuses and give passes to other black men when they take out somebody. Well, young Dolph, he was talking about Yo Gotti's baby mama. Yo Gotti's damn baby mama. I don't even know if that's true. It probably was, okay? But hell, Yo Gotti's damn baby mama wasn't a virgin when he met her. He wasn't with her. Okay. So he wasn't with her, but I'm sure she had men before she met him. So I know he couldn't have been that screwed up in the head about if she was being with somebody else. Okay. But I think it was more of an ego thing, which makes it even worse, and jealousy. It went deeper than just a woman. Okay. I think it was just jealousy. Okay. Of the young man getting it out the mud and coming up. And I think that's why it is important for everybody to not only keep young Dolph's spirit alive, but to also keep alive what he represented. And so that's why, I was so proud of his artists. They set 2023 on fire. I can't tell no lies. Jay Fizzle by himself set 2023 on fire. So if anybody was lacking, Jay Fizzle just went ahead and picked up the torch and carried it for everybody else. And he carried them on out. And I have to give everybody their props because Keith Lock had been carrying the torch since Young Dolph passed away. Kenny Money and Jizzle and all of them at the beginning of the year, they was blazing it up. They was doing their darn thing. And then they passed the torch on to Jay Fizzle, and Jay Fizzle led them on out. Just dropping back to back them hard beats. Okay, and so I'm very proud of them, and I feel like they on their get back in 2024 because, I've been seeing what Snoop Band says that around March he's gonna drop some stuff, and Jizzle says that he's getting ready to drop some stuff, and Kenny Money is getting ready to drop some stuff. And like I said, I'm so very proud of them because I think they have done a very good job of representing their boss, right? um Kenny Money, Even though Key Glock has more of Young Dolph style, Kenny Money reminds me of him the most. Okay, as far as his personality, he kind of reminds me of Young Dolph the most. Okay, I think if I had to, Key Glock is more reserved. Jizzle is don't care nothing about no fame, right? He's more laid back. I think he's just doing it for Dolph anyways. Okay. He doing the very thing that they took young Dolph out for. And I think they feel like they have an obligation to carry it on, since they felt like his label would be, he was taken out so that his label could be defunct, and God ain't gonna let it be defunct. The very thing that they wanted to take out is gonna live on. They wanted to destroy his dream, and it's gonna live on. When I think about what happened with them, I think about Ray Caruth. I promise to God. I know y'all remember the football player Ray Caruth, right? And Ray Caruth's case is a lot different from Young Dolph's case, but I always compare his case, what happened in his situation, to what is going to happen in Young Dolph's situation, and what is happening in Young Dolph's situation. Ray Caruth, back in 1999, I looked at the trial, okay? He was a rising football star. As a matter of fact, he was in the NFL and he played for the Carolina Panthers. And he ended up getting a young lady pregnant, and he didn't want to. He wanted her to terminate the pregnancy, and she didn't do it. And so what he did was he set her up, okay, and did the most cowardice thing that he could have ever done. Had some men to take her out, right? Because he did not want the baby, because they said he was saying her having the baby, she was gonna hit him up for all of that child support, instead of him being responsible and wearing a condom, or just taking that lick. Okay, what he did was he had them to kill her, and she lived long enough to let the police know what happened. And it was suspicious, right? And before she slipped into a coma. And so, even though he was trying to take her out so that he could, wanted to kill his own child, he didn't want those problems at all. Okay, in his mind, they were problems. The very thing that he wanted to destroy is the very thing that lives on to this day. Okay, unfortunately, Sharika Adams succumbed to her injuries, but Chancellor Adams, which is their son together, survived. And even though he has cerebral, I hope I'm saying it right, cerebral palsy, okay, which means he has a brain defect, because something happened when she in birth, or she given birth to him too early. He survived, and so the very thing that he wanted dead lived on. The very thing that CMG wanted dead lives on, and that is Young Dolph's dream, which is paper route empire. They're gonna have to watch it continuously prosper, even from the jail cell. Okay. And that's not me hating on anybody. That's me being a righteous woman, saying that you have to reap what you sow. Okay. You have to reap what you sow. Okay. And so, I hope Snoop Bands go ahead, and because Snoop Bands is my daughter's, okay, my oldest daughter's favorite artist, one of her favorite artists. So I hope that he drops some stuff, okay? And I hope Paper Route Woo, who has a unique sound, definitely just a um one of rap's best kept secrets, okay? Um I'm hoping that he even get back into the music. And I know Young Dolph was their motivation. Sometimes when things of this nature happens, it tends to put a bitter taste. Sometimes they go, I don't even want to fool with the rap no more. But that's right, why they're another reason why their boss was taken out, because they was jealous of what he was doing with them. Okay. And so I hope they continue on the very thing that they was hoping, right, would be demolished. And that is Paper Route Empire, their careers and things of that nature. A lot of them have done a very good job. Like I said, Key Glock has done a darn good job. Kenny Money came from the back to the front. And the thing that I love about Kenny Money is that in the midst of him coming from the back to the front, he helped to bring another little dude with him, because Jizzle is a star, um, and I'm hoping to see. It's funny, with CEO Jizzle and with Kenny Money. I always say, if I had to say two, they are the two that's got the person that kind of remind me of Young Dolph. They got that personality, that more in your face. They remind me of him so much, right? Every time I see them, I'm kind of reminded of Young Dolph. But Young Dolph's artist is on their Get Back in 2024. And child, they slated to really just take over 2024. I believe it's gonna be like a basketball game where when they're passing the ball, okay? When they're running up and down the court, then they're gonna own the court. They're gonna be passing the ball and doing slam dunks, and everybody's gonna get their turn. Because I mean, they set it on fire in 2023. I mean, Young Dolph's artists set it on fire, and they did it independently. And so it is important to keep Young Dolph's legacy alive, because he represents what so many other people don't represent, and that is uh being independent, right? People hated on Young Dolph when he was talking about, being independent and all of those things. And now you hear everybody talking about they independent, knowing all the time they owe a record label 100 million, okay? But hey, we just let them have it. But we know who the real independent ones are, and that's Young Dolph and his artists, okay? And so hats off to them, child. So y'all make sure y'all support them. We gotta give Jay Fizzle his props. Because even though everybody did good, Jay Fizzle, when he was past the ball, when they was running down that court, and they passed Jay Fizzle the ball this year. Jay Fizzle kept the ball and ran all the way down the court. And he did slam dunks. And once he did a slam dunk, he got the ball again, ran back down to the other end of the court. He just been constantly doing slam dunks. He done carried them on out. He carried them. He carried them on out of 2023. Okay, that's the reason why I know Kenny Money and them get ready to set it on fire in 2024, just all over again, just like they did in 2023. So, yeah, I think that they represent, excellence. Young Dolph taught them about being independent, and they're getting 100% of their money. Okay. Even though they don't have that machine behind them, because a lot of people try to say they don't have a machine behind them and that they didn't pay the record company back. They tell them a damn lie. Okay. They tell them a lie. All right. And yeah, they don't have a machine behind them. But you know what? People know them. They don't have to introduce themselves. People know them when they see them. Okay. So I want Snoop Bands to come on out with something. But when Snoop Bands come out, Snoop Bands gonna have to go on and get secure, make sure he have professional security around it. Because I don't know what it is about Snoop Bands. Yo Gotti goes crazy. And when Snoop Bands, I don't know why he's so intimidated by Snoop Bands. Snoop Bands young enough to be his son. But it's something about Snoop Bands that intimidates him. Okay. He ought to be ashamed of himself, but I'm gonna save this energy on Yo Gotti for another video, okay? But anyway, y'all, shout out to Young Dolph's artist, and I'm hoping Daddy O will sign CEO Jizzle in 2024. Because CEO Jizzle, I've been saying it for the longest, okay? I've been saying it for the longest. CEO Jizzle is a star. He is definitely a star, okay? And so I want him to be signed with Pre, because I think he has a lot to offer as it relates to that. He is really Memphis's next star. Like I said, oftentimes what has to happen is the maturity has to catch up with the talent. CEO Jizzle is a nice looking kid. Um, I think he's a charismatic little kid, but he's bad, okay? And so what has to happen is the maturity has to catch up with the talent. And I think he'll be one of the biggest stars. I stand on that. I knew that when I started seeing him with Kenny Money, and I did. And so I think he'll be one of the biggest stars to come out of Memphis. I do. And what's going to happen is, because a lot of times God has to hide um his talented people, because see, God wants CEO Jizzle around for his daughter. Okay. So what's going to happen is, all of these hating ass niggas that like to kill these young boys and pay somebody to go take them out because they're jealous of them making it, right? I know a lot of them feel like that they can breathe better because young Dolph is gone now. I mean, they breathing is gonna be labored real soon when they stand sitting in that courtroom. Okay, but they'll mess around and wanna have Jizzle taken out, because Jizzle definitely has the personality that young Dolph had somewhat. You know what I mean, as far as being in your face and all of that. You know what I mean. I'm talking about with his rap. Um, he flosses just like Young Dolph does. Kenny Money does the same thing. So a lot of times there's an appointed time for stuff. God has to make sure that the bad people are no longer out there. Okay, because if that jealousy demon starts to rise up, they'll be determined to take him out like they did young Dolph. And God is not going to allow this group of people to do this to none of his people anymore. He's going to get them off of the street real soon, all of them. And then that's when you're going to start to see a lot of those artists rise up. Okay. And we see it happening. We see what's happening. He's single-handedly taking the industry down, and getting all of those evil people out the way, because there's so many talented people, but they refuse to sell out. They're righteous, and we already know, if you're a righteous person, the industry, and you have morals, the industry, there's it's not a place for you, because it's demonic and all of that. So God is he says that the rich, um what the rich have will be set up for the poor. So he's single-handedly taking them down, and he's going to build it back up, and he's going to raise his people up. Okay. That's what's happening right now. We're seeing it. Okay. But, anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can support the channel via Cash App. Happy New Year's to you guys. You know what? If y'all want to, y'all could put into the comments. Okay. If y'all want me to do a live tonight, because I ain't gonna be at church. Um, I won't take my head cold medicine. It's got that antihistamine in it, and then I won't go to sleep. As y'all can see, my speech is a little slurred because I got a head cold. I feel like I'm talking out of my nose. Okay, but I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely support the channel via Cash App. Talk with you guys later.